Hi, good evening, everyone. So yesterday we did Cobb Douglas and complementary goods. Yes, notes, but because we didn't complete the notes, so it did not get uploaded yesterday. Once we do them, it should be uploaded. I think today it should be uploaded. Okay. Today we want to do, first of all, substitute goods, right? So again, we'll do it with the help of a question. So take a question and we'll start. So you are given a utility function. Achha, not this. So consider that an individual substitutes 2 units of tea for every 3 units of coffee. Okay, you have to tell me which is a valid utility function. U is equal to 2t plus 3c. U is equal to 3t plus 2c. U is equal to 1 by 2t plus 1 by 3c. U is equal to t plus 3 by 2 c. An individual substitutes 2 units of tea for 3 units of coffee. Which of the following is a valid utility function? Give it a try. So I want that tea is to coffee. I mean, not is to. The substitution between tea and coffee, that should be either I consume 2 tea or I go for 3 coffee, right? But always remember that in substitute goods, we are always interested in the total amount, right? So it does not matter whether I have tea or coffee. It does. The only thing that matters to me is the total amount of drinks that I am going to go ahead and have. So therefore, in this case, what I can go ahead and what I can do is that I can say, suppose I want 18 drinks. I want 18 drinks. Okay. Now, how are these 18 drinks possible in a day? So with, it says 2 units of tea with either 2 units of tea or 3 units of coffee. So, I can replace this utility with 18. And I can say that, okay, this is 2t plus 3c, right? And I can find out that how this can happen. So this can happen either when I have 9 units of tea or when I have 6 units of coffee. Option A के हिसाब से, either if I put 18 here and I put 0 here, then T should be 9. And if I put 0 here, then C should be 6. Right? But is this matching the ratio given here? 9 tea or 6 coffee? Nah. Because my ratio requires that the tea is to coffee ratio should be 2:3. But here it is 3:2. You see this? This is 9:6. So if I divide by 3, it's 3:2. So the option A is not matching that ratio which is given to me. This is one way of looking into it. But when I will be checking it with option B, it will match that ratio, right? So that is going to match the ratio. So yes, you're right that option B is the right answer. One more way of checking this can be that you can find the MRS. So if I find the MRS here, MRS tells me the rate at which we substitute, वही definition है MRS का. तो अगर मैं ऑप्शन ए का MRS निकालती हूं, if I find the MRS, it is going to be MUT by MUC, and this is going to be 2 by 3. And if I go ahead and if I find the MRS here, then MRS is MUT by MUC, and this is going to be 3 by 2. ठीक है, तो इस केस में ये जो हमारा MRS है, हाँ, जो भी न्यूमरेटर में आता है ना, whatever comes in the numerator, that is taken on the x axis. तो t यहां पर है, and whatever I take in here, it comes in the denominator, that comes on the y axis. तो c यहां पे है, right? So the slope of this indifference curve is change in coffee by change in t, right? So the slope is change in coffee by change in t. This slope is change in coffee by change in t. And this matches 3:2. So coffee changes 3 and t changes 2. MRS is slope. Slope is perpendicular by base. Perpendicular is change in coffee. Base is change in t. So again, this also matches. Many students अभी भी बहुत confused हैं with the definition of MRS. Please इसको बहुत ध्यान से समझना है कि when we write MRS इक्वल टू MUX बाय MUY, जब हम MRS को ऐसे लिखते हैं MUX बाय MUY, तो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट MRS इज द स्लोप. हाँ, MRS स्लोप है, और जब हम स्लोप की बात कर रहे हैं, इफ आई टेक x here and y here, and ये हमारा इंडिफरेंस कर्व है, सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस स्लोप, दिस इज परपेंडिकुलर बाय बेस. माने ये MRS dy by dx है, right? Although I have MUX by MUY, but it will be dy by dx. इस चीज में कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ यू स्टिल मेक अ प्रॉब्लम, मेक अ मिस्टेक इन दिस. ठीक है, तो आई वॉन्ट दैट मेरा ये जो रेशियो है, दिस रेशियो शुड बी 3/2. Now, wherever you see this ratio 3/2, I think you didn't check option C or D. But wherever you see this ratio as 3/2, all of them will be correct. Right? वो सारे options ठीक होंगे. Is it making sense? Give an equation of circle. Circle is neither concave nor convex. Different part of circle will mean different things. So if this is my indifference curve, it has both convex and concave parts to it. Okay, so you will check option C also. Did anyone check option C में what is the MRS? What if ये option में ही ना दिया होता? Then, so check all options. So what is the MRS in option number C? MUC by, acha, depends ki what I am taking on the x-axis. So I am taking T on the x-axis. So MUT by MUC. So this will be 1/2 by 1/3. माने हो जाएगा 3/2. So I am getting the same MRS. So C is also correct. Yes. ठीक है, तो MRS से चेक करना है. MRS इस रेशियो का ऑपोजिट होना चाहिए. तो अगर क्वेश्चन बोल रहा है 2 टी और 3 कॉफी, हाँ, and I am finding MRS as MUT by MUC, तो this should be 3/2. Wherever you are getting 3/2, it is correct. ठीक है, okay. अब we will go ahead and we will take question number 2. So now we know that your indifference curve is 3t plus 2c. I am giving you price of good X is 4. Price of good Y is, say, let's take it to be 9. Income is 36. XY nahi, sorry. Price of tea and coffee, huh? Find equilibrium consumption of tea and coffee. Find equilibrium consumption of tea and coffee. Give it a try. Tell me what will happen. What will be equilibrium consumption? Write it in the chat window. So let's do this. So what will be my MRS? MUT by MUC. Mane it will be 3 by 2. What will be PT by PC? 4 by 9. Mane this is 2 by 3. Okay. MRS is greater than PT by PC. Therefore, all of good tea. Therefore, all of good tea. Mane you will go ahead and you will consume all of tea. So what will be the consumption of tea, beta? Income divided by price of tea, and consumption of coffee will be 0. Okay. So my income is 36. Price of tea is 4. 9. That will be your answer. Correct. All of you are right. Okay. Question number 3 from this. Find income elasticity of good X. Find income elasticity of good X. Give it a try. One. Are you sure? सोचो, थोड़ा ध्यान से सोचो. Are you sure income elasticity of good X is 1? अच्छा, are you telling me generally or are you telling me in this question? माने आई एम कंफ्यूज्ड. क्या हम इस क्वेश्चन के एस्पेक्ट में आप मुझे 1 0 1/4 बोल रहे हो, या जनरल में सब्स्टिट्यूट गुड्स के लिए 1 0 बोल रहे हो? सो अच्छा, फर्स्ट ठीक है, तो मैं दोनों केसेस करूंगी. हाँ, आई डू बोथ द केसेस. केस 1 देखो बेटा. इफ आई एम आस्क्ड इन दिस क्वेश्चन that find income elasticity of good X. Good X माने I always write good X. Income elasticity of T. Suppose मुझे इस क्वेश्चन में बोला गया है find the income elasticity of T. तो we know that MRS is greater than PT by PC. It means that we are spending all income on T. क्योंकि T is relatively cheaper. T is relatively cheaper. अच्छा, कैसे पता चलता है? मैम आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड MRS PX PY कंडीशन. इसमें मुझे हमेशा कंफ्यूजन रहता है. हाउ डू आई नो दैट T इज चीपर? व्हाट डू आई डू टू इट? राइट. सो वेरी सिंपल बेटा. इसमें बहुत सिंपल एक रूल लगा सकते हैं दैट यू कैन कीप ऑलवेज MRS एट 1. MRS को हमेशा 1 से सब्सटीट्यूट करके देख लो इन योर माइंड. एक्चुअल में नहीं. in your mind, put MRS as 1 always. And if you put MRS as 1 and take this here, तो ये condition बन जाती है price of coffee more than price of tea. तो ये मुझे बताता है that tea is cheaper. So this condition is same as this condition that tea is cheaper. And when tea is cheaper, I should spend all income on tea. I will spend all of my income on tea. ठीक है. अच्छा, if I am spending all of my income on tea, तो ध्यान से समझो what it means according to the graph. If I have a budget line, suppose this is tea and this is coffee. Okay, this is my budget line. Okay, then it means that मेरा जो highest indifference curve I am reaching ना, वो that is this. When I'm consuming all of tea, ये मेरा equilibrium है. Because ये condition कब आया? We got this condition when MRS is more than price ratio. माने this condition is coming when slope of indifference curve is more than slope of budget line. So it actually means that my indifference curve is steeper. है ना? तो indifference curve steeper है, budget line flat है, I get my equilibrium consuming all of tea. अब when I am consuming all of tea and my income increases, तो income change हो रहा है ना? Nothing is happening to price. So I still will have the condition that MRS will be greater than PT by PC. So if my income, if tomorrow someone tells me, no, your income is not 36, your income is 72. What matters? Ye ratio to unchanged, right? This ratio is unchanged. So if this ratio is unchanged, तो माने when my income would have increased, I would have spent all my income on X on this T only. Because tea is still relatively cheap. So when my income increases, then all is spent on tea. The percentage change in income should be equal to percentage change in demand. I am spending all my new income on tea. Right? तो ये कुछ ऐसा केस हो गया that consumption of tea is M by PT. Right? So dt by dm will be 1 by pt. So m by t dt by dm will be m by pt into 1 by pt माने 1. I am spending all my income on tea. तो कितना यूनिट्स I can buy? M by pt. ये x axis पे जो आ रहा है m by pt. I am spending all my income on tea. So I can buy m by pt units. Now I am just finding dt by dm. So I am getting 1 by pt. And I am putting it in the income elasticity formula. So I am getting 1. तो हाँ, अगर हम इस क्वेश्चन के टर्म्स में बात करें, if I talk about this question, all of you are in fact correct that income elasticity will be 1. वो ठीक बात है एकदम. There is no denial वहां पे, एकदम ठीक है. But generally, suppose if I just ask you कि generally, if there are two goods X and Y, ठीक है, then what is which are substitutes? दो गुड्स हैं एक्स एंड वाई जो सब्स्टिट्यूट्स हैं. तो जनरली स्पीकिंग अगर मैं पूछूं, देन व्हाट इज द इनकम इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ गुड एक्स? तो अब इनकम इलास्टिसिटी क्या होगा गुड एक्स का? जनरली स्पीकिंग व्हेन आई हैव टू गुड्स गुड एक्स एंड वाई जो सब्स्टिट्यूट है, बट आई एम नॉट गिवन एनी कंडीशन, तो फिर इट कैन बी जीरो ऑल्सो. क्यों? बिकॉज what if I have MRS less than PX by PY? When MRS is less than PX by PY, इसका मतलब हो जाता है गुड Y is relatively cheaper. अगर आप यहाँ 1 plug in करोगे and you will take Y PY here, तो आपको मिलेगा that good Y is relatively cheaper. तो माने you will spend all income on good Y. अब when you will spend all your income on good Y, अगर सारा खर्चा good Y पे हो रहा है, so my X star will be 0. I am not demanding any X. तो even when my income will increase, still my x star will be 0 क्योंकि x and y are substitutes. Then also I will spend all my income on good y. तो income elasticity will also be 0. तो हाँ, generally speaking, when we talk about substitute goods, then income elasticity can be 0 also and 1 also. ठीक है? It can be anything in between also. माने अगर suppose MRS equal to PX by PY है, तो फिर I may not spend my entire income on good X. मैं good X को थोड़ा खरीदूं, I'll buy some of good X and some of good Y. थोड़ा good X खरीदूंगी, थोड़ा good Y, क्योंकि दोनों सेम है. ये वो कंडीशन है where my budget line and indifference curve are coinciding. तो अगर दोनों coincide हो रहे हैं, so all my points are equilibrium. This is also equilibrium. This is also equilibrium. This is also equilibrium. This, right? तो I will spend some on X and some on Y. ठीक है? तो इनकम के इंक्रीज होने पे X will not increase by same amount. मैं X को थोड़ा कम डाल के maybe I will increase Y, क्योंकि both of them have same price. Price of X and Y are same. So therefore in this case what happens is that it can be 0, it can be 1, and it can be anything between 0 and 1 also. ये भी possibility है कि when my income increased, मैंने टी को थोड़ा ज्यादा खरीद लिया एंड कॉफी को थोड़ा कम कर लिया इफ एमआरएस इज इक्वल टू पीएक्स बाय पीवाई. बट दिस विल रेयरली बी आस्क्ड इन एग्जाम. हमें हमेशा एक्सट्रीम्स समझने होते हैं. सो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट इट कैन बी 0 एंड इट कैन बी. इज इट क्लियर? Any doubt in this? Anyone? Oh, we got M again. We didn't, na? This is the formula of elasticity, na? So how demand of T changes as income changes into initial income by initial T. Making sense? Man, we have just multiplied with M by T because we have to find elasticity. Okay? Okay. So one last question from here. For the same question जो हम कर रहे थे, for this question with this background that we had, for this question find A, price elasticity of T, and B, cross price elasticity of T. Give it a try.